Hello everyone and welcome to round 5 of Tier 3, and we're at Hungary today, and with me again is Babalas.
Good evening, everybody.
Good evening to you as well, and to all you watching. Now, Championship is very close. We'll get into qualifying in a minute when it starts. But last week at Las Vegas, that was a pretty, eventful race. Lots of stuff going on. Almost 5 safety cars. Ended up being just the 4 in the end, so that was a bit disappointing. But we come to this track, which is completely different. They call it Monaco without walls. And you'll see why when the drivers go round in qualifying as we make our way onto the track. Pretty difficult to overtake here. And you will have to keep an eye on turn 1, where most of the moves will be made. And other than that, it's trying to follow closely in the other sections around the track. What do you think of this track, Babalas? Do you enjoy driving it?
Not very much, but had some good races over here. And the secret is to be as close to your opponent as you can when you go out of the DRS zone. Because if you exit the last turn, you have 2 DRS to take advantage with one only checkpoint.
Yeah, that's right. So if you get past turn 1, you can extend your advantage down into turn 3. Let me just up this audio again, because once again I obviously forgot. And
It's very technical.
yes.
You can overtake when you're turning, but both drivers have to concede on side-by-side battle.
And this chicane that Keeble Madison just went through is tricky as well. Trying to go side by side through there. The big sausage curbs on the apexes will really throw you off, so you want to keep off them, keep on the flat part. There are a lot of technical parts to this track where you need to make sure you place your car just in the right position to gain as much time as possible, and we'll see if who can do that the best today in the qualifying. You can see there at the bottom of the screen the championship standings, and it's very close at the top. And the leaders will want to extend their advantage. After Finzik won last week, we'll see if he can do it again. Another thing to mention is there's a high possibility of rain in Hungary. Obviously not in the qualifying, maybe in the race. We'll have to keep an eye on that.
I don't believe in rain anymore because I think somebody paid the developers to remove the probability, to make the probability of rain even less. Yeah, I really think so, because this season we have seen only one race with rain, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I think you're right. Remember Danny last year in Tier 1, that epic finish, when it came out, he pit for Inters and he just overtook Justin on the line at the end of the last lap of the race to win. You can check that out as a compilation video on the channel if you want to have a look at that. Yeah, if you're on Twitch, check out our YouTube, and YouTube, check out Twitch. Shameless plug there.
From the books today, Kyriakidis says we have rain on race, but
Ooh.
after half race. After half of the race, okay. So we know now that it's gonna rain, but only in the second half of the race.
Keyboard Madison, the first to set a lap, 16.7, so that's a good start for him. Let's see who can come close. His Skin Tony is going to come across the line. His teammate will do a 16.8.
I'm wondering what keyboard has Magnussen using. What keyboard is using?
What keyboard is he
Honestly.
using?
Yeah, because I can't play the game like him when I'm on the keyboard. That's why.
It's just lots of practice, probably. Finzik 21.4 is obviously not a representative time.
Left on 116.5. Takes the pole position. By the way, we have to remember that They are using high downforce, and I don't think they are going to sacrifice any of that for the top speed in the starting straight.
Yeah, I think you're right there, and it's going to make overtaking even more difficult because of that. Let's have a look at what Bjornas is doing. He's coming around the final sector. This is a difficult corner. 16.4 for Naiku, who goes P1. And round this final corner, as you were saying, you need to have a good exit to keep close if you want any chance of overtaking in the race with the DRS. And he goes up into P9.
You need to be closer than 3/10 of the second. I've done my maths today. I know this track.
And it's easy to make a mistake in these difficult corners as well. So if you're close behind, you've got a chance of overtaking them if they make a mistake in a different part of the lap. So that's everyone.
I think the front and rear wings will be about 45 plus. 45 to 48 plus.
Yeah.
So they have a grip on the turns. They are faster, so they need the grip.
Yeah,
you
especially this corner, which is really quick and uphill a bit as well. And you don't want to touch that curb because that will spin you around. I'm on board with G. Kurkulos. Is that how I say it? Kurkulos.
Kurkulos.
Oh, yes. There we go. And winding through this middle section in Sector 2, placing your car in the right place on the power as early as possible. Gets a little bit wide there and compromises the exit, but it's only a short run, so it won't hurt them too much. And cutting that corner as much as you can get away with. Stay off the grey here. Anything grey on this track you want to avoid. Anagnostopoulos, P3. Sorry, no, P1 with a 0.3. Let's see what Mr. G can do as he comes across the line and goes P12.
Basically, you need medium anti-rolls because you don't want the car to go from side to side. So I don't know who's gonna go for that. Because I bet you will have a lot of penalties because of the track limits.
Yeah. And Papademetriou is starting his... No, he's not, because he's not deploying, so I'm not sure what that's about. Maybe he's going on a second outlap, although he's on the hards, so he was probably getting a bit of practice in. Speaking of strategy, the strategy is soft-medium, or medium-soft. I don't see the hards being used at all in this race unless there's an early safety car. There's not much tyre wear here, so you can get away with running the two faster compounds.
I think last year we didn't use the softs at all, so I can't answer that.
Let's see if Keyboard Madison is doing well on his second run. And those are the curbs I'm talking about, big and juicy, and don't go anywhere near it.
I'm telling you, you are gonna have a lot of penalties. Trust me. I hate this track because of the track limits. You touch the line, you don't cross the line. You touch the line and you get a penalty.
Oh, he's blocked there, is Keyboard Madison, by, I think that was an Alfa Romeo. So he'll come into the pits and he'll have to try again. Wesley, though, is improving and he's got a clear track ahead of him.
Kyriakidis says the weather might change if you go to the race, and he will let us know when the race starts, if there's going to be rain.
Wesley across the line then improves by 3.5 tenths, goes up to P4 just behind his teammate Lepson. Now Lepson's an interesting one because he's not really fighting for the championship at the moment, but obviously it's only round 5. He needs to get some good results in if he wants to be at the top of the leaderboard. Speaking of that,
Finchik.
yes.
Ooh. Lepson owes me an autograph, you know? Yeah. That was the deal that we talked about for me making commentator today.
I don't know if Larson has a quali ban. Always left the session. So I'm not sure what's happened to him.
It didn't say retire, did it?
It did, yeah.
I don't know what happens with this year's UI, but I miss a lot of notifications.
Mm-hmm. Ever so slightly down on his time, Skin Tony. But it's very close in the midfield. He's got 0.8 for P10, all the way up to a 0.4 for P4. So if you can improve by a couple of tenths, you'll jump quite a few positions. Let's see if he can do that. DRS open nice and early. And he doesn't improve, so he'll have one more go at the end of the session. Who else is coming round? Veer is on a lap, but the other AlphaTauri is Piggy, who's coming to the pits, so that was a bit pointless. What about Wonder Tom? Into the pits as well, of course. Lepson has gone P2. I think Keyboard Magnuson is going for another one. One and a half tenths improvement so far.
Piggy joins.
Really wrestling the car around these corners. A purple sector 2 and nearly 4 tenths up on his time, so this will be a good time indeed, for especially on the keyboard. It's amazing what he can do, and you can see his throttle inputs basically full or nothing because he's obviously using a button. Same with the brake. Let's see, he goes P2. Fantastic from Keyboard Magnuson, over 5 tenths improvement. He'll definitely be happy with that. He's on the front row at the moment. Mr. P's improving slightly as Larson rejoins. He takes the P2 off Keyboard Magnuson, so good battle there.
He has time for another lap.
Yeah, I think so. Of course, you've got the new Ferrari Las Vegas livery now. Let's see.
You don't want me to start, please. You don't want me to start with deliveries.
Well, Corculus is improving a lot, and that's only in the first sector, so he's probably made a mistake on his first lap, and he's putting it right this time.
Purple sector 2.
Yeah, 6 tenths up. He's looking to get inside the top 10. and he does P9.
P9.
Great lap. Finzik, our current pole sitter, is coming into the pits. Larson has left again.
How's Sakalaka?
Yep. Always invalidated. So everyone's just waiting in the pits now to come out again for the final lap.
They are waiting for the 2-minute margin. Sakalaka will go one more lap.
Okay, he's got the traffic to contend with down to turn 1 as well, so let's hope they get out the way. Bit loose on the exit, difficult to get the power down in that corner.
He's improving almost 1/10 of a second. .23 improvement.
Oh, that was close. Distracted him as well. Probably should have left a lot more space than that, the Mercedes. Was that Wesley or Lepson? It was one of them. I think it was Lepson. Yeah. Let's have a look at Lepson then on his flying lap. He's been very good in qualifying so far this season, putting in really good times. So let's see if he can do that again. His issue has been keeping that position in the race. Of course, pole in Las Vegas and then didn't come in the points. But it's a new slate, a new track. Let's see what he can do. Certainly looks nice and tidy. Purple sector 1. .2 improvement, which might put him on pole if he can have a really good final few corners. The checkered flag is out. Let's see what he can do. Nice and early on the power, really good that. And it is pole. Wow, 15.7, he improves by 0.5, first into the 15s. Let's see what Finzik can do. He's up by a 10th at the moment, I think. See if he can get anywhere close. A 15.8. That's really good from him, but not quite good enough for pole. Mr. P, a 15.9. Hartzer will not improve. Niku's in the pits. What about Piggy? He's abandoned his lap. Tilda is up by 0.5. He could put his name in the ring for pole, perhaps, if he has a brilliant final sector. He goes up to P5, that's really good. And Piggy has abandoned his lap, so that's the grid. Lepson on pole again, with Finzik last week's race winner alongside him. And then you have Mr. P and Keyboard Magnussen in a very impressive fourth.
Piggy has the chance to ride the time because he didn't ride the previous lap.
But the flag's out, so
He hasn't. He doesn't have lag. Anyways, now we'll wait for Kyriakidis to give us the info about the race, if the weather changed.
there we go. Lepson on pole, very close with Finzik. He's putting up a good challenge. Mr. P in P3. Keeble Madison, very impressive 4th place. Tilda, equally impressive in 5th. Wesley in 6th. Futuristic 7th. Nike Piggy and Skin Tony round out the top 10. And then Larson didn't set a time. He'll be starting from the back. There we go.
Are we gonna see any changes in the first turn amongst the top 3?
Well, maybe, but it's quite a short run to the line, isn't it? So not much time for slipstream. But you never know with this. Anything could happen. Well, it's not raining at the moment, but it is a bit cloudy.
I'm waiting on Kyriakidis. My informant at the pit lanes. He doesn't think we will have rain.
Okay. Let's see. Because we've got the formation lap as well, so we can check out everyone's strategies.
How many safety cars today?
None.
I'm
0.
going with 2 to 3, or somewhere around there.
Okay.
Kyriakidis says 2 safety cars. So we may know something you don't. We don't have a. Do we have a poll or something? What does the YouTube chat say?
McKenda says 5. Okay, let's have a look at everyone's strategies and the tyres they started on. A lot of mediums, a few soft, and a few hard towards the back.
I don't know the tire degradation. I'm wondering if they are going for the 2-stop or 1-stop.
It would definitely be a 1-stop. Soft medium, probably. I think the hard runners maybe think they can last to the rain if it comes at the end of the race, or just go long and see what happens. All the front runners in the top 9 have avoided the hard.
Do you think we are going to see side-by-side action in the second sector?
I mean, we have before through the S's, especially if someone gets a bit out of shape on one of the curbs. Let's see though, because it is difficult to overtake and follow, so we'll see how close they can stay. And Lepson will want to convert this pole position into a win. He's a bit like Charles Leclerc that way. So many poles and no wins.
Kyriakidis says first safety car. will be from Kurkulos and Byronas. Byronas. Let's see if we will get a decent starting camera.
A couple of people
Disqualified,
overstepping.
disqualified.
Yeah, not stopping in time. Well, we're ready to go. I can't actually see the lights. Oh, I can now. And they're not turning on.
You can go on board for the start.
Oh, here they are. 3 lights, 4 lights, and 5 lights. Oh, Georg has got a jump start. He's already got a drive-through penalty. That must be a record before the lights have even gone out. But Finzik has got a poorish start, and that's Mr. P and Agnostopoulos, who's going to try and go round the outside into turn 1. Can he take second place? Let's see if he's got the traction on the exit. He doesn't, and Finzik is going to keep that second position. Further down, you've got Keyboard Magnuson, who's defending from Tilda and Wesley. Nike was fighting with Futuristic, who manages to hold him off for now in the Alpine. And it's very close up top. You can see all the cars thundering down into up the hill. And there's Mr. G at the back there, who's had a bit of an issue. We'll go back to him in a minute. But at the moment, it's Finzik. And Mr. P is so close behind. No way through there, though. A very tight section of track. And no place to make a move. So the top 5 are all as they started. Despite some very close moments into turn 1 and turn 2. Let's see what Mr. P can do, because it looks like Finzik is struggling for tyre temp on those mediums, of course. The soft runners will have had a better getaway. And that's Keyboard Madison, who's staying with the top 3 nice and closely. There's a bit of a gap forming between Tilda and Wesley over a second. He'll want to stay in the DRS if he wants to be in the chance with getting up further up the field. But on to the start-finish straight for the first time this race. Let's see how powerful Slipstream could be. Lepson sets the fastest lap as Finzik is following, and Mr. P down there can't make a move. Let's follow everyone through turn 1, see if there are going to be any moves, and it looks like everyone's fondling in nicely, apart from the 2 Haas drivers. Shakalaka up the inside of his teammate Papademitro on the hards versus the softs. This should be interesting, and Papademitro might have the grip to send it down the inside here. Needs to give him the space. Nearly doesn't. They're spinning, and Papademitro is sliding through that corner, tapped on the inside by Shakalaka and got his wheel on the curb. So that's a poor start for him. And but so far, the top 5 are exactly the same. I think the top 7 are exactly the same as they started.
The thing now for those that lost some positions is to stay focused, because it's only the beginning of the race.
Yeah, definitely. Especially at this track, you need to be focused. As Keyboard Madison's dropping back a little bit, that might give Tilda an opportunity to overtake, maybe on the start-finish straight if he can get closer. There's Kebab there, who's off, and he's lost a couple of positions. Doesn't look like he's got any damage, though. He might cause a bit of chaos with Larson and the like coming up behind him. Finzik fastest lap now. Let's check in with Mr. P, who's looking to make a move. He pulls out, but he's too far back. Until the similar, he can't do anything yet. DRS is enabled now, though, so we'll get to see it at the start of the next lap and see how powerful it might be down the main straight. So the top 3 tightly packed together. Mr. P putting real pressure here on Finzik for P2. He's just got to hold it out, because he'll know his mediums will become the faster tyre as the race wears on. And Lepson looking comfortable out in front, but he'll have the challenge of DRS now for the cars behind. Let's see how powerful that's going to be and if they're going to be able to close enough to make a move. Mr. P looks very close and he's probably going to have a chance here. He's got space around the outside, which is slightly cut off, and he's trying to defend quite harshly there. I think that was just about on the limit, pushing him to the outside. Meanwhile, Futuristic got past Wesley and he's up into P6.
You shouldn't have done it. You stay on your line when you start braking.
The FIA will probably have a look at that. But no damage done to either car. And they've kept the same positions. But Mr. P will be a bit wary of that next time he tries an overtake, perhaps. So yes, Wesley drops a position to Futuristic, who's on those soft tyres, trying to make the most of them whilst they're fresh. And I imagine the drivers will be coming in, soft runners, probably around lap 14, as Wesley now is down to P9, losing out to Naiku and Piggy. Maybe looks like he might have made a mistake on the exit of the previous corner, although he's going up the inside of Piggy here, who looks to be giving him the position. Same with Naiku, so something must have gone on there, maybe a collision, but they've all gone back to the exact same position, apart from Wonder Tom, who has gained 2 places during that. And as we're saying that, Lepson is under pressure for the first time in this race. Finzik has forced him wide in turn 1. He's on the charge, and Mr. P now wants a piece of this. He's going around the outside of the Mercedes. He's the only one with DRS for these two in this battle, and he's now got the inside line for this corner in a flat out, and he's nearly lost the car. He's done well to keep it on the track. A bit of argy-bargy there, and the rear end going swinging round, and thankfully for him, he's still alive, and he's still close enough. That was a bit dangerous.
I see a lot of whipping from the defending drivers. I don't know what's going on. But Dimitri wants to attack Sakalaka, but he can't.
Oh, Naiku! Whoa! He tried to go around the outside. There's braking late, and then there's braking that late. And he nearly went into the barrier at the end of the runoff. Thankfully, he's all okay. Let's go back to the leaders. 7/10 is a big gap. He's not going to be anywhere near to close that so far. But having said that Keyboard Madison was losing time, he's losing less time now. And Futuristic is on the back. And Wonder Tom is trying to overtake Wesley, who defends well. Let's see, as he's got more DRS, he's going to go up the inside, placing his car nicely. Bit of a wheel banging, which we've seen with almost every overtake so far this race. And pushing him onto the grass a bit there, the Mercedes. Got to give him the space in this corner though. But Wonder Tom backs out and decides to go again later. Naiku is around with no wing, and there's a virtual safety car. Oh, you see the front wing just flapping in the wind. Now, this is interesting. What about Lepson? I think Hards can make it to the end from here. Would you pit from P2 off the softs to Hards and gain around 10 seconds?
But Lepson is P2 instead of P1.
Yes, we saw that. We saw Finzik go around the outside. What are they going to do? Lepson stays out, and Mr. P comes into pit, so he's going to take advantage of the 10-second pit stop on offer. 10-second advantage, I should say. I'm surprised that Lepson didn't do the same on the soft tyres.
Medium.
So either it's a 2-stop or he can get them to the end. I'm not too sure which one yet.
We don't have any information about the tires right now.
A long VSC. But Mr. P has come out in a bit of traffic, but once he clears Kebab, he has 3.5 seconds ahead of him to close the gap. Let's go on board with Mr. P, see if he can make this move up the inside of the Ferrari. Is he going for it? Not on this occasion. Easy to get pinched at the apex there and span off if your rival isn't aware that you're up the inside. But I want to get past pretty quick. Probably the opportunity is into this corner coming up right here. If he can dive it down the inside, he's already got his front wheels ahead, and that was easily done. We're just going to make sure Kebab doesn't come back at him with the DRS, but he shouldn't because of the new grip he's got on those tyres. Right, 1.7 seconds then. He can close that. He's already got a 10-second or thereabout advantage, don't forget, because he pit under the virtual safety car whilst his rivals were going that much slower. And that's Larson now, who wants to have a piece of Kebab. Going under the bridge on the start-finish straight. They both got DRS because of Mr. P ahead. Nice driving there from Larson, a switchback. He knew Kebab was going to go a bit deep. He broke a bit too late. And he's now up into P13, so making his way up the field. Finzik almost out of DRS of Lepson. And that is crucial for this race, because as the race wears on, so will Lepson's tyres on those soft compound. And Tild is close to Keeble Magnussen as well, so we'll see what happens there. Meanwhile, Anagnostopoulos is...
Now the big apple is about Anagnostopoulos. If he can manage his tires to the end of the race, and if he... Oh! So close.
He's got the move done in the end though. Oh, and that's Veer going off track, doing a bit of lawn mowing. And we've got a battle here between Keeble Magnussen and Tilda. Tilda overtook him into turn 1. Keeble Magnussen got it back on the exit. Let's see what happens in this left-hand bend as Tilda goes a bit wide, but maybe that's tactical to try and get the slingshot round this corner. But he's too far back, and you never ever want to send it in this corner because it's so tight and easy to get a track warning penalty. Mr. P on the back of Bironas. He's going to try it in this corner, but he's well ahead before the apex even begins. And he's up into P10.
They are talking in the same Discord channel, so maybe they had some team orders.
Yeah, don't fight me, I'm way too fast. Something like that. Right, well, Mr. P is not too far off the lead. In fact, let's see the exact gap. It's only 13.8 seconds. And if he gets through this traffic pretty quickly, that will start to close. And considering a pit stop is around 20 seconds, he looks in a good position. Very close again.
God, Mr. P, Christopoulos is always late braking, and I'm afraid he's gonna tap somebody.
I'm gonna keep an eye on Tilda here, though, who's closing up on Keeble Magnussen again, but also Futuristic, who's right behind them. Tilda motions to send the move up the inside, but doesn't do it on this occasion, and that means he's under pressure now from the Ferrari, who gets squeezed onto the grass a bit. Larson up to P11, getting past Bironas, and Mr. P is past Skin Tony easily. He's got 2.2 seconds now to the next car, and he's picking them off like flies.
Right now he has the advantage because he is on fresh mediums. The fastest tire on the track.
Yeah, definitely. And Lepson is dropping back slowly from Finzik. He'll probably think about pitting soon in the next 5 or so laps. It's definitely a one-stop for Lepson. Not too sure about Anagnostopoulos yet.
Ooh, why?
Oh, I didn't see that. I wasn't with him. What happened?
He lost the rear end.
Oh dear, that's not going to be good.
He's pushing to close the gap with the top runners, and that makes him unpredictable in the exit. Now, let's see what kind of pit manager Kyriakidis is. What will be his advice on Anagnostopoulos? Is he gonna tell him to take it easy or keep it going? If there's some tempting, no, he's a little bit far.
It is getting darker a little. Nowhere near rain yet.
Yeah. Rain prediction was about 45 minutes in the race. Full throttle, says Kyriakidis. That's why he spun. You should be a better pit manager, mate. Come on. You should learn from my tutorials. When I was not racing, I was pit managing Kyriakidis, and he never listened.
Tilda is rather stuck behind Keyboard Magnussen. And he has been for quite a long time, and this is what can happen at this track. Difficult to stay close if you can't get past it.
Okay, now we have a fight, Anagnostopoulos, Larsen and Skintoni. Oh my god.
Up the inside goes Anagnostopoulos. Regains the position he lost before. One of them, anyway.
He's struggling with the positioning of the car. Do you see how many times he has corrected the steering wheel?
Yeah, maybe his tyres are still hot from the spin. But up the inside, he's making it look easy. If only you didn't have that incident, he might be in he would be in a much better place. Tilda getting closer and closer to Keyboard Magnussen, but he's doing a great job of defending, or is he? Because round the outside, he's left a gap. Tilda saw it, and it was closed up nicely. 2.3 seconds is the lead now for Finzik. Soft's slowly melting away. Maybe he'll come in this lap, Lepson. I wouldn't be surprised.
Kyriakidis, what's the degradation of the tires? How are the tires of Anagnostopoulos?
As Lepson does come into the pits, you can just see the rear of his Mercedes there. And I imagine it'll be mediums to the end. Well, there would definitely be mediums to the end. Tilda now. Tilda is much closer, and he's going to get past easily. So he's been waiting for that. And now he'll look to build a gap when he's got clean air ahead of him. Let's see where Lepson is going to come out. In fact, he's still behind Anagnostopoulos by a long way. So, despite that spin, he's clearly still gained a lot of time under the virtual safety car.
And we have information about the medium compound that Anagnostopoulos is wearing right now. He's on 20%.
Is that it? Yeah, so that's might be possible to make that to the end. We'll see. But even if not, he's got a substantial gap, so if he was to go on the softs, he'll be quite quick at the end. Speaking of him, he's on the back of Piggy.
He has to stay calm. He doesn't have to push on the corners. He can wait for the DRS.
Oh!
Because this will happen! This will happen! I knew it. Now FIA will have a lot of work to do again.
Lipson is trying to get past Kebab. Will do it easily. He only has 20% of ERS, and that's not much, considering he's just come out the pit lane. Larson and Skintoni still battling. And Skintoni is the highest hard runner, so a late safety car would put him in a pretty position.
But Anagnosopoulos is 14 seconds from Princik. So the question is now when Princik is going to pit.
Yeah, I imagine it'll be like 20, 21 onto the softs. Let's see if he's got a new set. He might not. Tilda is the first medium runner into the pits. This got to be hards, I think. It's too early for the softs. And it is the hards.
He's playing safe.
Lepson getting past Bironas. And Skintoni and Larson side by side. Larson gets our position back. We've seen that a lot. Cars going deep into turn 1 and being re-overtaken into turn 3. And Skintoni's only on 5% ERS. Looks like it's quite hard to conserve ERS. Mr. P's on 60%, so he's looking good.
Keyboard Magnussen is on 17.
Lepson past Piggy. So he's closing up to Mr. P. It won't be too long before he's on the back of him, I think, because of the difference in tyre wear.
Wonder Tommy is gonna attack Weasley any second now.
"10 minutes to rain," Chief says. Now that is interesting. So, oh yeah, you can see it getting a lot darker and overcast. So maybe Finzik and those at the top on the mediums are going to try and stay out to the rain. This will be interesting.
What did Chief said?
10 minutes to rain.
In theory. I don't trust the game.
Wonder Tom on Wesley, round the outside. He'll have the DRS though. Oh, did well to avoid the rear end of Wesley there because he was sliding all over the place in the traction zone. And he's going to try and push him off the track, but that's not going to work. And Wesley, wheel banging. Oh my word. Still pushing him off the track, and he's sort of forced his way into that position. Wesley won't be happy about that at all. Skin Tony gets a penalty. We've not seen too many penalties so far. Lepson will be hoping he doesn't get one. He's just behind Skin Tony. Thought about going up the inside, but realised it was a death sentence. And he's doing well this race, is Lepson. He's kept his cool. And he's not made any... I don't want to...
He's in trouble because he's getting attacked by Anagostopoulos.
Lepson up the inside. Can't get it completed. And Mr. P up into P4. As Wesley comes into the pits. So maybe that rain is a bit further out than we expect. Lepson should get Skin Tony here pretty easily. 8 lap old hards versus 5 lap medium. Chooses to go round the outside.
Giriakiris now says maybe 10-minute rain. You had one job to do and you can't give us a proper information. One job to tell us if it's gonna be rain. Ooh! Maybe that's why Anagostopoulos is pushing too hard. He wants to beat the rain. "10 to 15 minutes," says Anagostopoulos. That translates in about 6 to 10 laps. If I'm not mistaken, yes?
Yeah, I think so. If it's around about 1 minute 20 per lap. So there goes Anagostopoulos on his teammate. Nice and easy. And have the DRS again to pull away even further. So he'll want to get as close as he can now to Keyboard Magnussen and Finzik, so that when he does have to pit again, if there is no rain, he won't have such a big gap to close on the fresh soft tyres. So the undercut's been pretty powerful here. Naiku is off track. Gets back on.
Keyboard 3-second penalty. We say the rain is coming, but we don't know what kind of rain it's gonna be.
Wet.
Is it gonna be
water or orange juice?
Is it gonna be enough for people to put on the inters?
Futuristic going to overtake Piggy on the start-finish straight. And Larsson's getting pretty close to Wonder Tom as well. And Lepson's tagged on long to the back of them too. Now, Mr. P is only 2.7 seconds off Keyboard Magnussen now. And he's closing in pretty quickly. Gaggle. Larson round the outside. Sort of bullied into the pit lane. As Wonder Tom decides to pit, and he can't wait for the rain any longer. Lepson up into P4 then. They both got DRS, so there shouldn't be much of a challenge from Larson.
Now it's very, very close to start seeing raindrops.
Yeah. Mr. P should be passing Keyboard Magnussen pretty soon. He's got so much more pace on those fresher tyres. And Finzik's doing well, keeping his nerve, but Mr. P is closing in rapidly, so is Lepson. And if you think about it, it's quite a large gap that Lepson has closed, because he pitted under green flags, 20 seconds he lost, and he's only about 10 behind now. That's how long Finzik has managed to take these tyres. As he zooms past, he's now into P2.
Now it's a race between Finzik and the rain.
Yes.
Finzik is using a lot of ERS. Yes, it is down to 35%. And Agnostopoulos has almost double the amount.
Rain, rain.
You see raindrops?
No, I'm just singing to encourage it.
Go away, rain. Lepson overtakes keyboard. And now the fight is on. Agnostopoulos is closing in on Finzik.
Yeah, very quickly as well.
And the question we have to ask ourselves, is it gonna rain anyway? The data says the rain is coming, but I don't see it. Finzik has to beat otherwise.
Yeah.
Sector 2, who? Keyboard Magnussen.
Oh, he's doing well. And he's off track. Has he got a puncture?
I don't know. I can see.
Maybe. It sounds like he's got a puncture. Yeah, he has. Front left.
Front left.
Watch out, Finzik. Because Keyboard Madison's just got a puncture and he's exactly the same age of tyre as you. So from now on, you've got to pray the rain comes straight away. Skin Tony is into the pits. He's had enough of those old hards and he's on to fresh softs. Right. That will be why the huge tyre wear from Finzik. He's done well to get them this far, but he wants the rain to start thundering it down right now. As Mr. P is closing in.
Mr. P is saying the car of Finzik. He has to be cool, not to make any mistakes right now. It's not worth losing the control of the car. Do you think Finchik is gonna have a puncture right now?
I mean, it seemed pretty early to me for Keeble Madison. I know it's 25 laps, but I think he's got a few more laps, but it's not even started to rain yet, so he's in a bit of trouble if it doesn't come soon. Tilda overtakes Larson, his teammate.
I think Finchik's tires must be around 75%.
Yeah.
Look at this gap closing.
So him and Larson are the only ones that haven't pit yet. And Gorgulus on the hards. Gorgulus. And Mr. P, definitely in DRS zone. What's Finzik going to do here? He's staying out. He's taking the gamble, and you've got to at this point. No rain yet. Still. Is he going to be overtaken on this straight or the next one? This one, because he doesn't have any ERS left, I don't think. Going around the outside, and he's defended that nicely, but he's got the DRS again, so he'll have a second chance, but he's too far back. So good defending from Finzik. But it's only a matter of time before he's overtaken because his tyres are so old. Oh! What did he do that on by himself?
No, Finchik pushed him over.
Okay, I didn't see that. It was on the stream, but I wasn't even watching my screen, so sorry about that. Lepson now is the only one who can challenge him, I guess.
This is a report for sure. Right now, by these conditions, I would say my advice to Anagnostopoulos would be go for the... I have raindrops! I have raindrops!
Yes, and Finzik's pitting. Already. Let's hope, for his sake, that the rain comes really, really quick. Because it's definitely not ready for intermediates yet. I assume that's what he's going on to. It is. Same with Larson. But he needed to get off those old mediums. And it does look to be coming down pretty quickly. But we'll find out if he's faster or a lot slower.
Anagnostopoulos should be now. In this lap, you go for Inters. In this lap, you go for Inters.
Yeah, it does look quicker. That's brilliantly timed by Finzik then. See if Lepson can hold on, and I imagine he'll come in for Inters. There's no point staying out for 7 laps. Oh, he does stay out. Interesting choice by Lepson.
He's gonna be the same thing about with Danny.
Yeah.
No! No, why? Why? Oh my god.
So wet, the track now.
Big mistake from Anagnosopoulos. Pitting in the pit lane.
Futuristic is doing well. Up into P6 now with intermediates as well, so. It's not closing as quick as I would have thought. Look at that huge train in the midfield from Kebab and Futuristic. Lepson does pit. DRS disabled. Same with Tilda. As Larson goes down the inside. Easy overtake on the much faster tyres, and Finzik will take the lead by quite a large margin. And he's made the perfect strategy call to come in when he did.
He was lucky he didn't have a puncture like Gilbert Magnussen.
Yeah, definitely. Five laps left then. Mr. P going round the outside of Wesley. Shaka, the only one left on the dries, and then he comes into the pits.
Now Anagnosopoulos have to overtake as many as he can and form a gap of 5 seconds. It's a very impossible task right now, but he's right behind Tilde. Maybe they should have pitted for full wets because I think the track is even wettier.
Yeah, there's a lot of standing water. Futuristic likes driving in these wet conditions. He's very close to Lepson. Of course, there's no DRS in the rain, but he looks to have a natural pace over him. See if he can get himself up into P2. Mr. P on Tilda as well, and Wesley still close behind, and there's a full safety car. Because what? No one crashed, no one span, but the safety car driver just fancied to drive.
Haas in Sector 2, I think. There was a problem with the Haas in Sector 2.
Well, that's going to put the cat amongst the pigeons, and we'll have 1 or 2 laps at the end of the race to battle it out for the win. I'm sure Finzik will be very annoyed by that, because he had a nice gap at the top. But the safety car is out.
Now who's going to be more benefited by this safety car?
I think Lepson and Futuristic, and Larson as well, of course, will get to close the gap to Finzik for 3. So, we'll see what happens on the restart. Could be a lot of carnage.
What a race. We don't have... I told you, we have two safety cars. You didn't believe me.
And I said 0, but...
Always something happens in Hungary. Always something happens.
But there haven't been any DNFs yet, so...
I think we are gonna have one more lap with the safety car.
Yeah. I mean, 2 laps of racing left.
That's the problem with Hungary. If you are fast, you are fast. You are at the top. If you are slow, you are half a lap behind. That's the problem with this track.
Oh, Georg has crashed, I think.
Who crashed?
Georg. He's
No,
DNF.
he retired in the pit lane.
Not in the pit lane though, because he's still out on track. I think that's too far to roll out the pit lane that far. I think you only go one sector.
Well, I thought it was the Haas. Sorry. I'm mistaking the badges between Haas and Alfa Romeo.
It's alright. So let's see if the safety car is in this lap as it comes through the sector split. And it is.
It has to be in this lap. It has to be in this lap. And everything is up for grabs. Do you think Anna Constantopoulos will go for the miracle?
Well, it's still got 5 seconds of penalties, so no. 2 laps left when they cross the line. And it could well be very exciting. Oh, the safety car's out again. Wait, what? Now it says safety car, and now the safety car is actually out. You can see it on the mini-map. Right, let's see what happens. Finzik has gone, and the safety car's disappeared off the map again, so that's interesting. Futuristic, right on the back of Lepson. Is he going to make the move into turn 1? He's certainly going to try. He's not close enough. You've got to be really careful in these conditions so you don't lose control of the car, especially going off the racing line. Yellow flags at the back. It's for Skin Tony, who's become a cropper. Larson on Futuristic. That should be an interesting battle. Larson starting right at the back of the field. Up 15 places already in this race. Naiku dropping down. It's hard to keep track of everything going on. But the same order of the top 5 so far.
Constantopoulos lost a couple of places because he made a mistake on the brakes.
Wonder Tom past Tilde. And Wesley close behind him now too. And who's out at the back? There's Bironas and Keyboard Magnussen, who sends it down the inside, sort of chops them off. They both go off track, and here comes Naiku round the outside to take both of their places. Oh, and Bironas has span around. Right, they're on to the final lap as they cross the line. This is Lepson's last opportunity, you'd think, to take the lead of the race. He's closing in, but nowhere near quick enough. And he closes in a bit more under braking. He's sort of got one more chance here into turn 3. And that is that. Too far. And he won't be able to make any moves. So I'd imagine the top 3 will stay the same. Papademetrio has crashed at the back. And there's some position changes in the midfield. Keyboard Madison trying to get himself back up into the points to overtake Naiku. Has the inside line, and he's done that nicely. And Wesley on the back of Tilda still trying to make that move. Although Tilda does have the penalty, so it's probably not worth the risk in the last lap. Futuristic on Lepson 2 for P2. Finzik is well out in front by over 5/10 now. Though he's lost quite a bit of time in this middle section. And we're going to come across the line in just a moment. Finzik will cross the line first, and he'll win the Hungarian Grand Prix for Tier 3, backing up his win last week and showing that he definitely does have the pace. Look at this, Futuristic, is he going to overtake on the line? Comes up too early for him. He'll have to settle for P3, but a good result nonetheless. Larson P4, Wanda Tom P5, Wesley 6th, Kebab 7th. And Anagnostopoulos finishes P9 in the end, and Keyboard Madison, after looking good in the top 3 after that mistake, is down to 10th in that puncher, of course. Game says...
Last driver of the day, yeah?
Yeah, I think I agree with that. P19 to P5, I think. P4. So, I'm happy to give Larson driver of the day. There we go. That was an exciting finish. If anyone wants an interview, please come into the interview channel. We'll get you sorted. But
no,
yeah.
we have disputes in the chat right now. In the Discord. Anyways, who's gonna talk with us? Anybody wants to?
It's Brazil next. That's interesting. Anyone for an interview?
I believe they are too angry right now. And we are going to start seeing reports coming in soon. So tomorrow, what do you expect?
Tier 2, so lots of crashes and spins. Let's get Kebab in. Hello, Kebab.
Hello.
Hello.
Good evening. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yep.
To be honest, I can't think where you finished. Let me guess. P12.
P7.
Oh!
Ye of little faith, Joel.
You didn't think you were going to get points, though, did you? Until I don't know what that safety car was for. Nothing happened at all.
I have no idea either.
You just fancied to drive.
Chief. But yeah, I think Merlin just fancied to run out. But I mean, it was really wet, so I imagine somebody maybe come off because God, the dries and the wet were extremely slippy. I almost binned it twice on the dries. Should have pitted a lap earlier for the intermediates, I think, as well. But I'm happy with P7. I got a couple of places because of penalties, but late safety car. All you can do is not have any penalties, really. But yeah, quite satisfied. I had some class battles, really good battles with Larson and Piggy. Trying to keep those two quick boys behind me was very difficult. But yeah, really, really good hard battles with those two guys. So kudos to those two. Really enjoyed myself today, even if I didn't have the pace of these. Honestly, it feels as though I'm back in Tier 1. How quick everybody is in Tier 3 now.
Nice. Brazil next. Most people like that track. Are you one of those weird people that don't like it?
I kind of like it. I kind of dislike it as well at the same time. It's a really good track. It's fun to race. But it's tough to overtake, and I can't get to the center S's right, and it's like a major part of the track. So I enjoy the track, but I'm crap at it, so therefore I don't enjoy it. If that makes sense.
Oh well, you might get
yeah.
another P7.
Look for I'm just kind of trying to pick up the pieces from when guys crash and have incidents, especially with late safety cars and things. But I actually did some practice for Hungary, and I thought, I'm doing okay. I did a 16.5 in TT, and then it turns out that was only good enough for like P9 in Tier 3. So I don't really know. I think my age is getting to me, Joel.
Look who's talking about his age. Look who's talking about his age. Okay,
right,
10 penalty points from me.
Yeah, but you got to remember I'm talking to Joel. I was talking to Joel.
For mocking the broadcaster. 10 penalty points for mocking the broadcaster.
Okay,
the new rule in SLR.
I accept that. I'll accept that. I'm happy. I'm happy with that. I can't say any more.
Thanks for joining us.
No problem.
Yeah.
Thanks for having me.
Bye.
I'll let you crack on with next interview. Have a good one.
Bye.
Bye.
Here's Lepson. No, here was Lepson. I accidentally dragged him out. P2
No,
today.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. Yes.
From Pole, you actually got some points. How does that feel?
I cannot say. Yeah, good. Like, actually enjoyed it. Like, it was a very good race. The strategy was a bit different because of the rain what was forecasted, but it didn't seem like it was going to be raining hard enough, so that's why I did it pretty early. Like, yeah, I was sort of in the front when they pitted. So, and then the 2 laps behind. After that, I had to pit also because there was no traction at all anymore. So yeah, interesting race.
And then, did you know that Keyboard Magnussen got a puncture?
No.
On the same age tyres as Finzik. So he was rather lucky.
Roll the dice, Mr. Finzik. Yeah, and he hit like the Greek guy, right? What's gonna be on the review, I think.
Yeah.
Or did you guys not
see.
catching that? Yeah, you cannot have opinion, of course.
Babolas saw it, so.
Yeah, about the incident with Finzik and Agostopoulos?
Yes.
Yeah, I saw it.
So yeah, that's maybe we got a win, maybe, because it was looking interesting from the back. I had front row seats, so but yeah, kind of enjoyed it, man. Like yeah, how was your guys' race? Did you like it? You had fun?
We were waiting for the rain like half the race, but Kyriakidis lied to us, and the rain came at the end of the game.
Babolas was hoping for a tragedy again, like always.
Always. I was hoping to 3 safety cars, to be honest.
Yeah.
I only got 2. Anyways,
so yeah,
I'll take what I can get.
That's what I like. So now I'm here. Who's your guys' drive off today and why? So I have to.
Last.
Now I'm here already.
Are you gonna be on for Brazil?
What do you say?
Are you gonna compete for Brazil?
Brazil. I like Brazil, but in history, I never seem to do good there. But yeah, I never seem to do good on any track. So maybe I got a good run there. So let's see. Today we did what we could. So let's see Brazil. Let's practice a bit. So yeah, I will let you guys not wait for Mr. Future, who's in the interview room. So
Okay, man.
thanks, guys, for the comms, and I will speak to you guys soon. Okay.
Okay, man. Have fun.
See ya. Bye bye.
Hello, Futuristic.
Hello.
P3 was good race from you. How's it from your perspective with the rain and knowing when to pit, etc.?
Well, I mean, I started on the soft, so they were pretty bad race tire, but just hang in there and caught up to Tilde and keyboard, and then I got wing damage because of collision, but that didn't set me off too much off sequence, so I only needed to gain 8 seconds to be at where I was, and managed to catch up to even keyboard. Probably I heard he had a puncture, so
Yeah.
he was trying to stretch the mediums long, which was probably the right call, but it didn't work out. And yeah, it was tricky to know when to go over to the inters really. But luckily I had some crew shift and that allowed me to get that to perfection. And I think I jumped Tilde in that sequence, so yeah, it was tricky conditions at the end, but yeah, I'm happy with P3.
Nice. And coming up is Brazil. How do you feel about that?
I mean, everyone says it's good, but personally, I don't like it. I don't know what reason. It might be just be due to the slow corners in Sector 2 without traction control, so something to get used to and pray like I did today.
It was a good race. This is your first podium, isn't it? So this season.
In this season,
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
Thanks for joining us. Bit of a short one, but it's been a long race. Thanks everyone for watching. Make sure to check us out on Twitch, Twitter, YouTube, and now TikTok for the kids. I don't know what TikTok is. I'm an old man. Oh, sorry. 10 penalty points for me. Yeah, there you go. And join us tomorrow for Tier 2 and Friday for Tier 1. All the usual stuff. Thanks, everyone. Any last words?
Do you expect carnage tomorrow?
Do I what?
Do you expect carnage tomorrow?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, see you.